Assalamualaikum and hi. Our group from CS2511B group number 5. My name is Nuriza Hanani binti Roslan. This video is about Intel Core i5 Generation 10. Core i5 is a computer processor. It can be used in both desktop and laptop computer. The first i5 processor was released in September 2009 and new generation of the i5 continue to be released. Core i5 was released to improve performance for heavy usage need and some higher performance need. At the lower speed, battery usage is pretty conserved and can reach up to 5 hours usage on a single charge. However, at a higher speed, battery usage is higher and may result in up to 3 hours usage per charge. As you can see here, at slower speed, 1.90 GHz to 2.30 GHz use 11.5 watt of power. And the faster speed from 3.20 GHz to 3.80 GHz use 35 watt to 84 watts of power. Intel Core i5 Generation 10 have many features, but let us discuss some of the features that this generation has to offer. First is Intel Boot Guard. It has hardware-based boot integrity protection that help prevent unauthorized software and malware takeover of boot blocks critical to a system function, thus providing added level of platform security based on hardware. Configurable boot types include Major Boot and Verified Boot. Secondly, Integrated Memory Controller. They offer stunning memory, read, write performance through efficient prefetching algorithm, lower latency, and higher memory bandwidth. 10th generation also have Intel Thermal Velocity Boost. It automatically increases core clock frequency by up to 100 MHz whenever the processor is at a temperature of 50 degrees Celsius or lower. Lastly, Intel Power Optimizer and Processor C-State. Intel Power Optimizer increases periods of silicon sleep state across the platform ingredient, including the processor, chipset, and third-party system component to reduce power. Processor C-States provide low idle power.
Hi, my name is Safira Ali binti Razali, and I'm going to present the Central Processing Unit for Intel i5 10 generation. In Intel i5 10 generation, they use quad-core microprocessor. Quad-core microprocessor is a chip with 4 independent units called cores that read and execute CPU instructions such as add, move data, and branch. Inside the chip, each core operates in conjunction with other circuits such as cache, memory management, and input-output ports. So on my right side, you can see there is a CPU diagram. That's the CPU used in Intel i5 10 generation. Okay, so now we move to the specs of the processor. In Intel i5 10 generation, they contain 4 cores and 8 threads that uses FCBTA 1526. FCBTA stands for Flagship Board Brick Array, manufactured with a lithography of 14 nanometer. As for the lithography, if they have lower nanometer number, they will resulting to a better performance and power efficiency. The processor base frequency is 1.60 GHz and the maximum turbo frequency is 4.20 GHz. The TDP for this processor is 15 watt. The cache for this processor is 6 MB, and in Intel i5 10 generation, they have 4 GT per S bus speed. The pros of this processor is they using hyper-threading technology. So what is a hyper-threading technology? It's a hardware innovation that allows more than one thread to run on each core. So that means more threads means more work can be done in parallel. The next one is they use Intel Turbo Boost Technology 2.0. This technology accelerates processor and graphics performance for peak loads, automatically allowing processor cores to run faster than the rated operating frequency if they are operating below power, current, and temperature specification limit.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Siti Nurjulaita binti Abdul Fattah. Next component is cache memory. Cache memory is hardware cache used by Central Processing Unit CPU of a computer to reduce average cost to access data from main memory. It is also a fast-type memory component that stores frequently used data by the CPU. Cache memory have 3 different levels, which is L1 level 1, L2 level 2, and L3 level 3. For level 1, it is known as a primary cache. It also runs at the same speed as the processor. Level 1 is a faster cache on the computer and it have a smaller size among the others. Next, for level 2, it is known as a secondary cache. It used to cache recent data access from the processor that were not cached by the level 1. Lastly, for the level 3, used to cache recent data access from the processor that were not cached by the level 2 cache. It is slowest cache and largest cache among the others. Next, how cache memory works. Cache memory temporarily stores information, data, and programs that are commonly used by the CPU. When data is required, the CPU will automatically turn to cache memory in search of faster access. This is because server RAM is slower and is further away from CPU. The performance will increase when the size of cache is increased.
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. So my name is Nima Trisha binti Abu Hanif with number metric 2022899464. We'll be presenting on GPU in Intel 5 i5. So for the definition, for GPU is a graphic processor unit is a parallel processor that allows repetitive calculation within an application to run simultaneously. GPUs can be either embedded and discrete. For embedded GPUs that also called integrated GPUs share power between GPU and CPU because the graphic card is built directly in computer's processor. Integrated GPUs are best for typical PC processors like web browsing, social media, and resource-like work such as spreadsheets, editing documents, and project management softwares. As for discrete GPUs, is a wholly separated processor from CPU and has its own dedicated memory. Discrete GPUs deliver better performance but use more power, cost more money. Next part is the features of GPU. First one is a GPU can handle large amount of data in many streams. Second, GPUs have largest amount of LLUs than CPUs. As a result, they can do large amount of bulky mathematical labor in a greater quantity than CPU. The next one, GPUs consist of hundreds of cores which can handle various threads at a time in respect to CPU which only have a few cores with lots of cache memory that can handle a few software threads only. Next, now GPU don't limit them up to graphical things. They can be used anywhere. The next thing is some of the fastest supercomputers in the world rely on GPUs to advance scientific discoveries. I will tell about the use for GPUs in our daily lives. The first one is gaming. With advanced display technologies, GPUs are capable of rendering graphics in both 2Ds and 3Ds. With better graphic performance, games can be played at higher resolution and faster frame rates or both. Second, video editing and content creation. For years, video editors and other creative professionals have struggled with long rendering times that take up computer resources. Now, the parallel processing offered by GPUs makes it faster and easier to render video and graphic in higher definition formats. It's about machine learning. Some of the applications for GPU technology involve AI and machine learning because GPUs can deliver incredible acceleration in workloads such as image recognition.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Wanar Atira binti Wanasmi and today I'm going to present about summary and advantage and disadvantage of Intel Core i5. Next, the advantage of i5 are continuously improving newer versions, cheaper and more accessible. Core i5 has gone numerous iterations and upgrades since 2009. The latest generation of this processor are typically comparable to the previous generation of the Core i7. In general, they are also cheaper and more accessible. For the disadvantage, second, performance limitations. Of course, it would perform poorly when compared alongside Core i7 and Core i9. These processors have better hardware architecture and specifications because they are positioned for high-level and top-tier computers and use case scenarios. Third, i5 processor is sensitive to higher voltage. Higher voltage levels are required to obtain higher stable CPU frequencies because faster speeds require more power. A higher core voltage also results in a higher heat output and greater power consumption by the CPU. Finally, the components that we have studied are CPU, which has 4 independent units called cores that read and execute CPU instruction. Second, cache memory temporarily stores information that used by CPU. And third, GPU process many pieces of data simultaneously, making them useful for machine learning, video editing, and gaming application. The Intel Core i5 10th generation processor is the next capital that has been introduced following the Intel Core i5 9th generation processor.